Welcome, everybody. So, for the next 40-ish minutes, 35 minutes, you don't need anything at all. So just do a book in your hand, put it aside. If you have a phone in your hand, put it away. But particularly, if you have thoughts, which we all do, that are impeding your Yom Kippur goals, I'm not going to tell you to put them away because it's not that easy. But hopefully, in a little bit, it'll be better. Meditation is rarely started with a joke, but I'm not your average meditation teacher. I've been wanting to tell this joke since the High Holy Days. I've been looking for the good spot to do it. And, well, I'm going to now. This is a short joke story called Perfect Round, ? Rabbi Ben Simmons was fed up with his congregation. So he decided to skip the services on Yom Kippur, the holiest day on the Jewish calendar, and instead go play golf. Moses was looking down from heaven and saw the rabbi on the golf course. He naturally reported it to God. Moses suggested God punish the rabbi severely. As he watched, Moses saw the rabbi, Ben Simmons, playing the best game he'd ever played. The rabbi got a hole in one on the toughest hole on the course, and then again on the next hole. Moses turned to God and asked, I thought you were going to punish him. Do you call this punishment? God replied, who can he tell? Thank you for the delayed. You just got it? Excellent. So I want you to sit back. You might want to close your eyes. You don't have to, but you might want to. And breathe. Now, of course, I know you've been breathing, but focused breath is what we're going to aim for. Breath of recuperation. It has been a tough year, several years. For some, it's been a tough decade. For some, it's been a tough 4 decades. And throughout the toughness, life delivers us bruises, cuts and scrapes. And when we learn from them, they become maybe not badges of honor, but badges of growth and of learning. But when we don't, when we ignore them, they can get stuck in our muscles, in our tendons, in our organs. What we're going to do is enter into this focused meditation guided by breath. And then I'm going to share with you meditation for overcoming negative self-imagery. Because no matter what, we are our biggest critics in the sense of how we block ourselves from taking the next step into a healthier place and space in life. Draw in breath. I encourage you to do so through your nose if that is comfortable. And then draw that breath. See if you can see that breath. See if you can envision that breath as you draw it into the back of your throat. And then imagine it being pulled down through your torso. And with each breath filled with energy and nourishment, filled with oxygen that infuses our blood cells, bringing healing and greater wholeness. So you draw in that breath through your nose, to the back of your throat, down your torso, and you pull it down into your torso using those kishki muscles in your belly. Let it sit there for a moment. And then when you're ready, release it. And draw in another breath. Focusing your breath in through your nose, down to the back of your throat and into your belly. And then allowing it to leave you once again. Imagine that you are in a cycle of breath that began at our creation, when God breathed into Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, and therefore into us. God breathes out, and we breathe in. And then we exhale, and God breathes us back in. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav I like to call him the patron saint of the depressed. He was one of the most inspiring rabbis in the Hasidic world. Significantly because his efforts were all about overcoming his own clinical depression, societal depression, difficulties with waking up and entering into the world. And this meditation was inspired by his teaching. In this teaching, he envisions the human head and face as a 7-branched menorah. If you need an image of the menorah, those are 6-branch. Imagine the one in the middle is also a light. The 7 candles are the openings or apertures of the head. 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, and 1 mouth. The Rebbe taught that our task is to sanctify these apertures and make them into vessels of holiness. It is hard to maintain a negative self-image when you view your face as a vessel of holiness. So we sit quietly. We relax. Closing our eyes, we take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling slowly. As you inhale, imagine that you are breathing in waves of healing energy. Feel these waves flow throughout your entire body like an ocean of healing light. As you exhale, envision any negative energy, any pain, tension, stress, fatigue being released from your body, carried away on the soft wind of your breath, carried away on angel wings. With every breath, feel relaxation and healing energy. Feel this happening in your feet, in your legs, your hips, your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Into the core of your body, your pelvis and your abdomen, your spine, your chest, into your neck, your head, and your face. You know, your body is a miracle, awesomely and wondrously made, a sacred vessel. You are a container of divine light. The ancient temple held a 7-branched menorah. I want you to imagine that you are in that temple. See if you can visualize the menorah with 7 candles. Notice the shape and the color of the 7 candles. Notice the color and the shape and the movement of the flames. Watch how they dance and shimmer. Feel the warmth and the light that the flames emit. Soft, gentle, and soothing. So many colors in each flame. A rainbow that shines forth from each flame. Now visualize your face as that menorah. ears and our eyes and our nostrils, our mouth. Shine light into the world. Filled with light, we glow with the presence of God. You are light. In the creation story, when God gives skins for we humans to wear, we discover that the word skin and light, the words for those words sound exactly the same. Or light is spelled with an aleph. Or the one for skins spelled with an ayin. We are vessels of light. We carry the potential always to shine light, to plant seeds of light, to radiate and glow goodness into the world. Watch as this light fills you from your head through to your toes. We are beings of light. Completely unique manifestations of the infinite light of creation. Continuing to focus on breath. Draw it in. See if you can see it as light. For it exists everywhere. When we transgress, when we sin, when we act poorly, imagine it as an interruption of the flow of light. Maybe like a circuit breaker. requiring us to go and find that particular circuit and flip it back. We do that on Yom Kippur. Prayer, with ritual, with silence and learning. Recall one of your interruptions. The way your deeds or words caused a rupture in the flow of light. What role did you play? Did you overwhelm the circuitry? Or did you just cease to produce power? How did you get it back on? Perhaps it's still back on. Perhaps you didn't find the right generator. Or perhaps you stopped looking for a solution. When did you interrupt the light? And what will it take to get it going once again? What a gift it is when we're able to get the light flowing once again. It's like that incredible feeling when you've been in a blackout and then the lights come on finally. How can we get the light to come back on again? We are beings of light. The light doesn't halt with us. When we transgress, it just gets interrupted. So we seek to find our way back to the source once again. To interrupt the interruption may take flipping a switch, or it may require full rewiring. It could require moving out. Because there's much more serious work to be done. Let us return to that image of our heads as spaces of light. How do we shine forth? How do we plant seeds of light to be harvested perhaps when we least expect it? How do we bring more goodness into the world? I invite us to sit with this image for a couple of minutes and just ponder what arises for me when I consider myself a being of light. How do I interrupt it? And how do I get it flowing once again? This light flows throughout us and throughout the universe. We just have to turn our eyes to look, to discover it. Access to more light is infinite. We ourselves are our own personal producers of that light. These sparks in mystical traditions is called nitzotzot, sparks of divine light issuing forth from the very beginning of the creation of the universe. And these sparks, our tradition teaches, carry with them the creative force to be harnessed by human beings to imagine and create, to produce and to build, to transform the world. And of course, these sparks can also be used destructively. And legend has it, this is what our sages said the angels were most worried about. That at the moment of human creation, God imagined that these nitzotzot would be there in the universe to be discovered by human beings to exercise their power. The angels warned God. They said, don't do it. Don't share that power with the humans. They'll only use it for negative, for bad, for destruction. And God said, well then how about we hide them? God suggested, let's hide them in the highest mountain ranges. And the angels said, humans are so smart, they'll figure out how to find them. God said, well then how about at the bottom of the oceans? And the angels said, that won't fool them. They'll find them there too. God said, well how about inside of impermeable rocks, boulders, hidden deep within? The angel said, no. And one angel turned to the group and said, hide them inside them. They'll never think to look there. An aspect of the divine call of creation is to prove the angels wrong. To find the nitzotzot, to use them for good, not harm. To use them for creation, not destruction. To use them for building peace, not making war. For creating friendships and not enemies. For rebuilding loving partnerships. But in order to do so, you're called upon to practice one of the more challenging attributes of human existence, and that is humility. It's easy to find the creative energy within ourselves. Those nitzotzot, those sparks. But we have to step back and step away We have to reduce our egos. We have to make room for the possibility that the netzotzot that are unique to each human being can be found, can be given space, and can grow. Forgiveness is an invitation to make room for this process. Seeking forgiveness and offering it. Let us seek to interrupt the interruptions that we have caused. Let us seek to invite others back in. And invite the reconnection. It'll never look the same. But that's how we know we're growing. When the light can continue to flow, even as it looks different, shaped differently, constructed differently. It is light.